Hello all. I'm Christy Varghese. I'm an author and an aptitude trainer who have trained more than 2 lakh aspirants for UPSC CSAT and other competitive exams. These are the books I have written for general aptitude and my upcoming book on Vedic mathematics. In this session, we will be discussing how to attempt UPSC CSAT questions in a better way. As you know, UPSC CSAT 2023 was the toughest CSAT paper ever asked, and in that many topics which are very difficult were asked and students were not able to understand how to even approach the question. So in this short session I will be explaining how to approach different questions in different ways, or what are the different ways in which you can approach CSAT question or any other aptitude test question also effectively. When you see a question, there are two ways in which you can approach it. One is the selection approach, second is the rejection approach. Selection approach, as you all know, is selecting the correct answer. That means from the given statements, you are arriving at a conclusion, and that conclusion is one of the 4 answer options. In the selection approach, the options are not very important. You are solving the question fully and then only looking at the answer and clicking on the correct answer or choosing the correct answer. But in rejection approach, we are using options better. Rejection approach is weeding out the wrong option to arrive at the correct option. That means you are not actually proving which is the correct answer. You are disproving the 3 wrong answers, or maybe sometimes the 2 wrong answers. And the remaining 2 options, you can actually think about those 2 options and get at the answer also. So in this session, I will emphasize on how to do this rejection approach better. So when you see a question, there are 3 things you have to do. Read the question and the options given. Many students or many aspirants, the mistake they do is they just read the question but they don't read the answer option. Just reading the question till question mark, that is not enough. You have to read the question and the options given, because options are also part of the question, and that is also a very big clue we are getting in many questions. And reading the options only, you will understand what is the least time consuming method to solve that question. Speaking of least time consuming method, there are at least 15 different shortcut approaches for doing aptitude questions. Being flexible with the shortcut approaches is very important. In the shortcut approaches, 5 of these shortcut approaches is actually rejection approach. That means eliminating options. Many people are familiar with elimination by substitution, but not only elimination by substitution, there are at least 5 different ways in which elimination or rejection itself can be done. I will take 4 questions from previous UPSC CSAT itself and explain those 4 questions with 4 different elimination techniques or 4 different rejection approaches. So coming back to, so you have to choose the least time consuming method and then you have to solve the question. As I told, many people the mistake is they read the question and then just solve the question with any random method that comes into their mind. No, you have to practice well so that you will be flexible with these selection and rejection approaches and then only solve the question. So that you can choose the least time consuming method, and least time consuming method if you solve, you will get more time for more questions to solve, and that will increase your chance of clearing the test very easily. So let us go to the previous year questions and explain these methods. This was a 2022 CSAT question. Which number among us 2 raised to 40, 3 raised to 21, 4 raised to 18 and 8 raised to 12 is the smallest? So this is a question from the chapter Laws of Exponents in Number System. You have learned in school days. When 2 bases are same, how to multiply those numbers. When 2 bases are same, how to divide. When 2 powers are same, how to multiply. When 2 powers are same, how to divide. How to simplify power of power, etc. So based on that is itself is this question asked. But I normally say that you can do without these formula. Maximum questions if you do without formula, that will be better. But definitely you have the option to use formula also. I will come to that also. How to do this without formula and how to do this with rejection approach, that is what I am explaining. 2 raised to 40. 3 raised to 21, 4 raised to 18, 8 raised to 12. In this, you can see 2 raised to 40, 4 raised to 18, 8 raised to 12. You can compare these numbers easily because this is power of 2, this is power of 4. But 4 is what? 4 is 2 square raised to 18. 8 is what? 2 cube raised to 12. So this is 2 raised to 40. First one is 2 raised to 40 and the third one is 2 raised to 2 raised to 18. Here is what I told. If you know this formula, you can directly apply it also, no problem. A raised to m the whole raised to n is a raised to m into n. 2 raised to 3 the whole raised to 4 is 2 raised to 3 into 4, that is 2 raised to 12. Same way 2 raised to 2 the whole raised to 18 is 2 raised to 2 into 18, that is 2 raised to 36. 2 raised to 3 the whole raised to 12 is 2 raised to 3 into 12, that is 2 raised to 36. And this is 2 raised to 40. This is one way to simplify this, or you can just imagine, instead of using the formula, you can just imagine in your mind. What does 4 raised to 18 means? 4 into 4 into 4 into 4 into 4, 18 times. And each 4 is 2 into 2. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 18 times. That is 2, 36 times. That is 2 raised to 36. Now, that way also you can imagine. That aspect maybe we will discuss in the number system chapter in detail. So whether it is mathematical or logical, you can get 4 raised to 18 and 8 raised to 12 simplified as 2 raised to 36 itself. Now we will focus on the elimination aspect or the rejection aspect. First of all, we need to find the smallest. So the larger numbers we don't want. Clearly 2 raised to 40 is larger than 2 raised to 36. Because 2 raised to 40 is 2 into 2 into 2, 40 times. 2 raised to 36, 2 into 2 into 2, 36 times. So clearly 40 times 2 is bigger than 36 times 2. Or you can just compare with 2 raised to 4 and 2 raised to 3. Clearly 2 raised to 4 is 16 is bigger than 2 raised to 3, 8. So this is not smallest because we already know smaller number than these, than this 2 raised to 40. So 2 raised to 40 can be rejected. We are rejecting 2 raised to 40. So now there are 3 options remaining. 3 raised to 21 is also there. 3 raised to 21, 2 raised to 36, 2 raised to 36. Listen very carefully. There are 2 raised to 36 here. 2 raised to 36 being answer is not possible because if 2 raised to 36 is the answer, 2 answers will be correct. That is option C and option D both will be correct. UPSC clearly mentioned that there is only one correct answer for each CSAT question. That means getting 2 correct answers is not possible. By that logic, you can eliminate or reject these 2 options. And that confirms only remaining option 3 raised to 21 should be the smallest. So option B is the answer. I will just conclude this once more. Option A, option B, option C, option D. When you simplify it, you will get one option as 3 raised to 21, another option 2 raised to 40, 2 options are 2 raised to 36. So 2 raised to 36, both of them cannot be the answer because there will be 2 options that are correct. That is impossible. So 2 raised to 40 was already eliminated. Only remaining option 3 raised to 21 should be the correct answer. So here we are using rejection approach. We are not using the normal elimination by substitution that we commonly know. We are using a different way. We are using elimination by related options or related statements. Elimination by related options. That is how we related that 2 raised to 36, 2 raised to 36 and eliminated both of them. So that was one example of how to do rejection approach on questions. I will show you 3 more examples so that you will get more clarity. This was a 2018 CSAT problem from the chapter Profit, Loss and Discount. Profit, loss and discount is a chapter you have learned from school days and you have learned many formula also. Normally these kind of a question is done with these formula. Profit percent, loss percent, discount percent formula you learned in school days. You can do this question also that way, but that is very time consuming. When you read the question and the options, you will realize that you don't have to waste that much time using these formula. Instead, you can do this with options with rejection approach better. I will explain. A shopkeeper sells an article at 40 rupees. Sells it. That is selling price is 40 rupee. Or I will say the return he is getting is 40 rupee. After the business, he is getting 40 rupee. And that is a profit and gets X% profit. When you can say that a person gets profit, he is getting more than the money he invested. The money he is getting returned is more than the money he invested. Or the money he invested is lesser. Money he is getting back is 40, that is clearly mentioned in the question. So money he invested will be less than that 40. Then only we can say there is a profit. Otherwise it is a loss. Investment plus profit is return, right? For example, if you are investing 1000 rupee on a business, you will get a profit only if you get more than 1000 rupee as return. More than 1000 rupee, how much more than 1000? That is called profit. So here the cost of the article will be less than 40 rupees, that is for sure. What is the final question? What is the original cost of the article? What is the original cost of the article, or what is the cost price of the article? That is what the question is asking. So cost price of the article will definitely be less than 40. That means look at the option. Option D, rupees 40 can be clearly eliminated. Yeah, let me clarify one thing. When you do this question, you have to read the whole question and the options, then only you will get this idea. For time constraint, I am just explaining with each sentences, but read the full question and read all 4 options and then read the question again. Then you will get this idea that rupees 40 cannot be the answer. Now read further. We need to find original cost of the article or the cost price of the article. Cost price is less than 40, that is for sure, because then only he will get any profit. Now the next sentence, when he sells it at rupees 20, another situation is told that if the selling price is 20 instead of 40, he faces same percentage of loss. Same percentage is not important, loss is important to eliminate option. It is a loss. Loss means cost price minus loss is selling price, or the invested money. From that, if you are losing some money, we say that that is a loss. For example, 1000 rupee you invested on a business. If you are getting 980 rupee return, you are losing 20 rupee. So that is a loss business. So loss means his cost price should be more than this 20. That is what we can say now. Then only that is a loss. That means cost price cannot be 20 or below. It should be greater than 20. Greater than 20 means 10 and 20 cannot be the answer. That can be rejected. So 3 options are rejected. The only remaining option is the correct answer. So another classic example of a rejection approach. Again, this is not coincidental that the options are like this. I believe that UPSC curate the options like this so that if you are using the smarter approaches, you can get the answers faster. And the problem we have is we are not using the smarter approach in most questions and then say that the whole question paper is tough. Question paper is tough, but all questions are not tough. You have to pick up those questions smartly using these approaches. Then the question, there will be enough number of questions to clear UPSC CSAT. So this is how to approach this question better. Otherwise, if you do with this direct method of solving using this formula or selection approach of solving, you have to use these 2 formula and that will be very time consuming. Actually, we have a misunderstanding from school days that if we write more steps, that is always better. That is because in school it was told that if you write more steps, you will get 1 mark each for each step. But when it comes to competitive exams like UPSC CSAT, each step you extra write, you are losing time because you have a time constraint, right? And you don't have to show any steps. You only have to write the correct answer finally. Only that will be evaluated. If all other steps are correct and the final answer is wrong, in school you will get maybe 95% of the mark for the question. But here you will get a negative mark. So that is what you should understand. That is why being flexible with the approach is very important. One more question from UPSC CSAT 2014 we will discuss so that you will get more clarity on the rejection approach. 4-person Alok, Bhupesh, Chandar, Dinesh. Look at Alok, Bhupesh, Chandar, Dinesh. Their names start with A, B, C, D. So I will just say A, B, C, D. ABCD have a total of rupees 100 among themselves. Alok and Bhupesh between them have as much money as Chandar and Dinesh between them, and Alok has more money than Bhupesh and Chandar has only half the money that Dinesh has. Alok has in fact rupees 5 more than Dinesh has. Who has the maximum amount of money? Who has the maximum amount of money? The name of that person is the correct answer. Alok, Bhupesh, Chandar, Dinesh are the 4 options. That means we don't have to find how much is that maximum amount of money or how much money each person have. That is not our concern at all. Our concern is who got the maximum amount. That only we need to do. We just have to compare that. We don't have to exactly find how much is the money. By that perspective, you have to read the question again. So, in rejection approach, this can be done very well, very easily without any calculation. How? Look at this third sentence or second part of second sentence. Alok has more money than Bhupesh. That means Bhupesh cannot be having maximum amount of money because Alok is already having. We already know one more person who is having more money than Bhupesh. So Bhupesh can be eliminated or rejected. Who has the maximum amount of money we cannot say from this sentence, but who don't have maximum amount of money that we can say, because Alok is better than Bhupesh with respect to the amount of money he has. So Bhupesh can be rejected from the options. And Chandar has only half the money Dinesh have. Half the money means Chandar money is below Dinesh money, right? The amount of money Chandar has is less than the amount of money Dinesh has. Dinesh has double the money. So Chandar can be rejected or eliminated. From the 4 options, you can eliminate option C, Chandar. Because we already know one person, Dinesh, who is having more money than Chandar. So 2 options are eliminated. Alok has in fact 5 rupee more than Dinesh. 5 rupee is not important, but Alok has more money than Dinesh. That is important. That means Dinesh can be rejected, right? So option D is eliminated. Now the only remaining option is option A. Again, another example of rejection approach. And one more thing I want to tell you. In UPSC CSAT question, many questions, you will have irrelevant data, dummy data. Just like some movies you can see, especially this detective movies. A criminal will put wrong clues to divert the investigator or the detective. Just like that, in some questions also, some wrong clues will be there that is not relevant to find the answer in a faster way. Maybe using that also you can get the answer, but that is not necessary. This 100 rupee total, we haven't used it to get the answer. And this sentence especially, if you get trapped in the sentence, you will waste a lot of time and you may not even able to proceed with the question if you just get trapped in that sentence. Alok and Bhupesh has as much money as Chandar and Dinesh. Alok plus Bhupesh is equal to Chandar plus Dinesh. This statement, that is not needed to find who has the maximum amount. And this 5 rupee particularly, that much detailing is not needed for us to find the maximum amount. And also the half part is not relevant. Half means, yeah, that is giving us an indirect clue that Chandar has less money than Dinesh. So avoiding irrelevant data is very important. So hope this is also clear. One more question we will discuss and conclude this session. This is a question asked in UPSC CSAT 2021. From number system, I am taking questions from different chapters so that you understand that the rejection approach is very possible for many chapters, and that is how you can make more questions easy and faster to do. When a certain number is multiplied by 7, the product entirely comprises only ones only, 1, 1, 1, 1. How many ones we don't know. What is the smallest number? So we need to find that certain number. In school, these kinds of question we take, let x be the required unknown. You can do that here also. Smallest number, let that be x, or that certain number, let that be x. That multiplied by 7, x into 7, the product comprises only of ones. But the problem is we don't know x, but we don't know how many 1 also. If you knew one of it, we could have simplified this equation super fast. So finding the number of ones, that will solve the question. For that purpose, you can take options. Here the rejection approach is totally different. Look at the 4 options. All 4 options are 15,000 something. You have to have an estimate of the number, 15,000 something. Like think about, you have 15,000 something rupee. And you are multiplying that by 7. 15,000 something. This excess what the options are saying, right? So let option, if option A or option B or option C or option D is the answer, that is 15,000 something into 7, that is equal to 1111. How many ones we still don't know. But by this idea that all options are 15,000 range, that will give you a clarity. 15 into 7 is what? 15 into 6 is 90, 15 into 7 is 105. Yeah, speed maths, if you know some speed maths, that will help you to do that multiplication little more faster. Maybe in another session we will discuss speed maths in detail for UPSC CSAT. So anyway, 15,000 into 7 is 105,000. That is a 6-digit number, na? So instead of 15,000 into 7, if it is 15,713 into 7 also, that will be little more than 105,000. Little more than means it will not be like 200,000. Are you getting the point? I hope all of you are understanding this. So 105,000 is 15,000 into 7. So 15,713 into 7, 15,723 into 7, 15,783 into 7, 15,873 into 7. All these will be 6-digit number only. 6-digit number only. And that confirms that there are 6 ones in this. Only ones, that is 6 in number. That we are getting clarity. And that will solve this question super fast. Till here we use the rejection approach. Now we are using the selection approach by solving this equation. X into 7 is 111,111. So x is equal to 11111 divided by 7. 11111 divided by 7, you can divide it by the short division technique. You will get 1, 5, 8, 7, 3. That is option D. So here actually we used a combination of rejection and selection approaches. This question some people do with elimination by substitution, but that is very time consuming. Rejection approach also you have to do it with the right rejection approach. Like you will take first option 15713. That multiplied by 7. Are you getting 1 only? That way you can check. That is also a right approach, but this is faster. The least time consuming method is very important. When you read a question, read the question and the options given and then choose the least time consuming method. That is very important. Then only solve the question. So this is how to do rejection approach better, or how to approach CSAT question. Hope all of you got an overall idea. In the upcoming session we will discuss more about each of these shortcut techniques also, and each of this selection and rejection approaches also. Hope you all are clear about these concepts we discussed and the 4 questions we discussed in this shorter time. In this shorter time I tried to explain maximum concepts. Hope all of you are clear. In the upcoming session we will discuss more. All the best. Thank you.